Things were quiet and peaceful in old Tucson, and the sheriff, Ron Hornaday, aimed to keep it that way. But the sheriff knew when winter heat blew into town, trouble was sure to follow.
Hi, boys.
Hey, boys. Hans? Little Joe? Nah. What brings you guys to town?
Oh, we just rode up from Charlotte. We're hot and thirsty. Give us a couple whiskeys straight up. Where can we find some action around here?
Action? You want action? You see that guy in the black hat? That's High Plains drifter Rick Corelli. He rides the fastest 350 Chevrolet on the whole Continental Divide. Runs with Marshall Chesrone out of Denver.
The Marshal of Denver?
No, that's just his name.
Oh.
Who's that fancy dude in the pink hat band?
That's Toby Babyface Butler. He's one of the new guns in town. Rides for Ford. He and Corelli are getting along so far, but I don't know.
You're on 7?
Go fish.
Why do they call him Babyface?
If you think you're man enough, you go over and ask him.
I will.
Well, welcome to the game, boys.
Thanks. Come over here, sweetheart. Bring me some luck. People around these parts kind of squirrely, aren't they?
You gonna talk or play cards?
Deal.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff's here. There's going to be trouble.
Hit the door, buddy.
Corelli, Butler, the winter heat ain't bigger for the three of us. I'm calling you out here.
CNN Motorsports proudly presents live exclusive coverage of NASCAR Winter Heat from Tucson Raceway Park. Of our 8 Winter Heat shows, this is the final of the 3 Super Truck events, and a near sellout crowd is on hand to see it. And what a beautiful day for racing we have here in Tucson. The thermometer in the shade says 70. Light humidity, but standing here in the sun, folks, it feels like, yes, 80 degrees. Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome back to Tucson. I'm Mike Joy. Well, this is the grudge match, the rubber match, if you will, between Ford and Chevrolet. In our first Super Truck event, Rick Corelli's Chevy went to victory lane. The second one, just before Christmas, to P.J. Jones in a Ford. The man who plans to place fire is the sheriff, Ron Hornaday. Of our 5 Winter Heat shows, he's won 2, but he has not yet been to victory lane in a Super Truck. Glenn Jarrett, might that change today?
Well, partner, we're going to find out pretty soon here. Sheriff Hornaday, you've had good success in Winter Heat. Some awfully good runs in the trucks, but haven't been able to corral this field yet. You called 2 of those gunslingers out here, but now you got a whole host of bad guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of tough guys out here today. Tucson's been good to us. Third time's a charm, they say. But, you know, the Spears team done a heck of a job again putting this truck together. They first time with radials. We're going to come out and see what we can do. And, you know, it's the 3rd time, like I said, and I just hope my kids are out there watching it for us and just say hi to them.
Well, he wants that 3rd time to be the charm. He starts in 4th position today. His truck is awfully fast, Mike.
Thanks, Glenn. Well, fresh off a week on the Ponderosa, Buddy Baker, after a trip to Old Tucson, is here. And, Buddy, not only do they have the rest of this field to contend with, but some of these fellas, all of them, in fact, have some new bullets. Radial tires on these Super Trucks for the first time.
Well, Mike, you said the whole thing there. Super Truck on radial tires for the first time. The setups are totally different. You can put 100 pounds air pressure in the tires. It will not change the height one bit. So they have to learn to set the truck a little different to get the ultimate out of the corners. They really have to work on the chassis hard.
Well, there's one truck here that in 3 events here and 1 preliminary has had 4 different drivers. This week's chauffeur may be a surprise to some because he's put that truck on the pole. Let's meet him. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, it's a surprise to us and to a lot of other people, but Butch Gilliland is not surprised. He owned the Winston West stock car track record here. Now he owns the Super Truck Series record here. Butch, a little bit of a surprise, but man, that thing is fast.
Yeah, that's the first Ford we've driven, and Jimmy Smith from Ultra Wheels let me drive it this weekend, and I'll tell you what, it feels just as good as anything I've ever driven.
Well, you told me before we went on the air that this might be a test session for you. You may get to drive this truck some later on in the year.
Well, Jimmy Smith, the car owner, or truck owner, got me in the trailer and said that I've got a job.
Well, that's nice to know. Good way to start the new year. Keep your eye on Butch Gilliland. He's awfully fast. Dad, if you're watching, sell the ranch, send my clothes out here. I'm not leaving this weather. We'll be back for the start of this shootout to see if the sheriff can corral these bad guys right after this. Welcome back to sunny Tucson. We're getting ready for the gunfight at the TRP Corral. Now, if you folks tuned in the first two truck races here on Winter Heat, you know that Mike Skinner, driving Richard Childress's number 3 Goodwrench Chevrolet truck, looked like he had the field lassoed and hogtied, but had it get away in the second part of the race. Mike, awfully good truck early on, but you got to find a way to keep that thing under you all day.
Yeah, you know, the front row has been a good place to start, but we haven't had a lot of success finishing up front. Last time we had a real super good truck, and you know, we're gaining on them. We're trying a lot of different things. This time we're on the radial tire, and we're not near as good this time as we've been either time. So you know, we thought we pretty well had it in the bag last time, and it slipped away, and this time we don't feel like we're real good, so maybe it'll go the other way for us.
A little more extra incentive to the bosses here today, Richard Childress.
Yeah, you know, it's really great to have Richard here. He's a real morale booster, and he's a lot of fun to be around, and you know, we enjoy having him here. We just hope like heck we can finish good for him.
Well, I think he'll do that, guys. I really think that today might be Mike Skinner's day. He's overdue. This is an awfully fast truck. They know a lot about radial tires.
Well, Glenn, it's hard to pick a favorite today because for these drivers, everything they've learned in these last 2 weeks about setup, as Buddy pointed out, goes out the window now on the radial tires. But, Buddy, for the driver, how is he going to find it different to get around this racetrack on radials?
Believe it or not, on radial tires, getting in the corner slower will get you off the corner a lot faster. The idea is not to overdrive on radial tires, go down the straightaway extremely quick and get the truck slowed up, getting in the corner. That's very important.
So in slow and out fast.
You got it.
We'll see. Round 3 of NASCAR Super Truck Series here at Winter Heat kicks off in just a minute. We'll have the starting lineup. So throw another log on the fire, get another blanket. We'll be right back. Yeah, it's a Western flavor out here in Tucson. Welcome back to Winter Heat live on TNN. I hope it's as warm where you are as it is out here, but I kind of doubt it. Let's have a look at the starting lineup. There they are. Butch Gilliland in the Ford. First time in it, and he puts it on the pole. Rick Corelli in a Chevrolet. They both broke the track record here at TRP. Mike Skinner in the Goodwrench Chevrolet, and Ron Hornaday in the Spears Chevrolet in row 2. Johnny Benson Jr., the Performance Friction Chevy, and Scott Lagasse, the road racer, in the DuPont Finishes Chevrolet. Row number 4, Craig Hewitson out of Florida, the AC Delco Chevy, and Toby Butler from Washington, the Ortho Lawn and Garden Care Ford. In row number 5, Gary Hotshubaloo from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, the USA Chevrolet, and last time out's winner, P.J. Jones, the Bessel Stallion Traders Trucks American Racing Wheels Ford. Row number 6, T.J. Clark, the ASE American Racing Wheels Ford, and Sammy Swindell scheduled there, goes to the back. We'll explain that in a moment. Move up Bob Strait from Mokina, Illinois, the Target Expediting Ford. Steve McEachran of Phoenix in the McEachran Racing Chevrolet, and Kerry Teague out of Concord, North Carolina, the KT Motorsport Chevy. That's row 7. Row number 8, off-road legend Walker Evans, the American Wheels Barbary Coast Goodyear Dodge, and Mike Hurlburt, the RPM Racing Ford out of Linden, Washington. Row number 9 will be Dave Ashley, Riverside, California, the Ultra Custom Wheels Southern California Ford Dealers F-150, and Sammy Swindell of Bartlett, Tennessee, the World of Outlaws champ, the Channellock Tools Ford, qualified 12th, but they have a severe vibration and have elected to start at the tail end of the field.
Mike, that was a very smart thing for him to do, is start in the back, because if that thing was to let go in the middle of the pack, it'd wipe out a lot of trucks.
The Ultra Wheels Hella Lights Ford on the front row. Total Petroleum Chevy alongside. Let's take you to our in-car cameras first. Right there, Rick Corelli. High Plains drifter and heck of a card player, heck of a go fish player, wasn't he, buddy?
Oh, indeed. And I tell you, we couldn't have a camera in a better truck. This guy is really exciting to watch.
That's the race cam. Let's look out the right side window of the Total Petroleum Chevron Chevrolet number 6. And up on the roll bar, looking back over that tonneau cover and the blade, the rear spoiler, and back out at the rest of the field. Johnny Benson Jr. last night honored as Busch Grand National Rookie of the Year. That's Waldo. This truck, that's what they call it, the Performance Friction Carbon Metallic Brakes Chevrolet. Kurt Rohrig, IMSA Road Racer, owns that truck. There's the view out the passenger side window. And up on the roll bar looking back.
That's Scott Legacy there. First time in the DuPont truck there. He's real excited about this race.
Getting set to go here. 18 trucks in the field today. Distance 200 laps with a half-time break. P.J. Jones owns the race record set here in December. Glenn?
You mentioned earlier on that Sammy Swindell had to move to the rear of the field. The problem was they had some kind of problem with carburetion. You could hear the truck cutting out and missing. He really didn't qualify that badly, qualified 12th, but like you said, he starts in the back. Also, truck number 2, Dave Ashley, did not attempt to qualify. They had engine problems right before qualifying. They were in the process of changing engines, so he did not make a qualifying attempt. He will start dead last, so he and Swindell bringing up the rear of the field.
Thanks, Glenn. 1 to go. We'll go racing. Look at row 2, the Sheriff, Ron Hornaday. Boy, we had fun out at Old Tucson.
Beautiful place, I tell you what. I got into the mood there a little bit. That gun kind of made me feel like I had a little power there for a second.
Just a bit. Behind the O'Reilly Chevrolet Pace truck. They're set to go. Butch Gilliland driving for Jim Smith, who owns Ultra Wheels and is one of the innovators of this series. Brought it to NASCAR and brought it to the green flag for round 3. And quickly, Gilliland goes to the high groove. That's the fast way around here at Tucson with the lead.
Well, you see Mike Skinner, right? He's trying to get in on the bottom side there, but Corelli is really handling it quite well. He's going to have to earn that spot.
Skinner got up into the back bumper of Corelli just a little bit. Here's going to try him again off turn 2.
And they both might get overhauled by Ron Hornaday. This guy is so aggressive. Anybody's watched any of the races in the past from out here knows that Ron Hornaday is not happy running fourth.
Skinner muscles his way to second place. Ford, Chevy. Hornaday with a look down low on Corelli, not this time. That's Toby Butler in the yellow Ortho truck making the move on Scott Legacy. Now Hornaday drops in line. From Johnny Benson back at that great battle for 6.
That's Toby Butler on the inside there. This is the first ride in the number 21 truck here. He's doing a really great job. What a nice guy. I hope he really does well in this series.
Lines it up behind Johnny Benson Jr. And the field goes single file for the moment. They'll run 100 laps and take a halftime break. Looking back from Johnny Benson at Toby Butler.
Oh, you call him that today. You called him Babyface Butler yesterday.
I wonder if Glenn ever found out what that meant.
Well, Mike, what everybody's doing right now, they're going to school on these radial tires. Right now, they're saying, okay, what am I going to do at the halftime to make this truck a lot better? You see now Toby Butler is moving up under Johnny Benson going into turn 3.
That's the neat thing about this racetrack, buddy. The high groove is the fast way around. Big chassis change there.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a chassis change there. He was working on that gear lever there. He was tightening it up. They vibrate a lot of times, and that ball will come off the top of the gear lever there.
See, that's my road racing background. You can't make a chassis change from in the cockpit of these trucks. At least you're not supposed to. Rick Corelli pulls up on the back of Mike Skinner. Look at the flames come out the back of that as he backs off going in the corner, buddy.
Well, normally when you see a lot of flame like that getting in the corner, you got a lot of fuel buildup in the exhaust pipes, and it's unburned fuel. That's not a good sign. He might have missed the setup a little bit on carburation here. Or either it's sucking a lot of air through the intake, and if it's doing that, it'll start backfiring in a little while. We'll be able to hear it.
Leaders work around Mike Robert, the Bud Light number 11. Whoa! Ho, ho. And Gilliland loses the lead. It's that easy. Get the least little bit out of shape here.
Well, that's what I was telling you about radial tires. If the truck ever gets a little bit sideways, you just have to stop and start all over again. You don't drive it like you do on flat tires. You can't just slide them across the racetrack.
Glenn?
Well, guys, I talked to Butch Gilliland before the race. He has had a lot of experience on radial tires, but that one just got away from him. It's getting pretty slick already up here in 1 and 2. I'm looking at these flames coming out of Corelli's truck. We have seen that a lot out here, buddy, and I just wonder if it has something to do with the lack of humidity out here. I mean, we've seen it in a lot of trucks that can do that all day long.
Well, Glenn, I want to respond to one thing you say. I don't care how many miles you got on radial tires. Once that truck ever gets sideways, you got a lot of work to do to catch it back. I don't care if you've been on them all your life. They're tough to drive when he gets sideways.
For the lead, Rick Corelli underneath Mike Skinner. Turn 1.
Well, Rick Corelli is a master of passing on the inside on this race course here, and you see he's got his truck really dialed in. Corelli is a tremendous short track racer. He runs there in Denver, Colorado on a racetrack that's very similar to this one.
And where this truck will be, the truck series will be going in 1995. They'll run out there. Rick Corelli having a look at Mike Skinner. This is the 3rd truck race this season, and we asked Rick coming in here the other day if this is the 3rd different truck that he's brought here.
Well, actually, it's the first one we won with was probably the best one. The next one we brought out had a different motor combination. And now this truck we're bringing back is a totally brand new truck. So I actually only have 2 in completion right now.
And another one, a road race truck on the way. Skinner's going to hold him. See, you got the top groove, which is the fast way around, and then you have the bottom, which is the short way around.
Well, it's the short way around, but it's actually banked a little higher at the top part of the racetrack. So if you're going to be conservative on your tires, you try to run a little bit higher line than Corelli's running right now. But he wants to lead. He don't care anything about preferred line.
Now, conservative is not in his vocabulary.
Well, you watch them come out of the corner here. They're basically side by side, and Corelli's working hitching up on him. He's not taking any unnecessary chances. You see Skinner getting a better bite off the corner. He runs right out of the truck length on him going down the back straightaway.
Meanwhile, Ron Hornaday's taken over 3rd, and Toby Butler 4th as the full truck of Butch Gilliland is dropping back a bit. There's that battle. Butler underneath Gilliland has the pass, and here comes Johnny Benson. So the pole truck now drifts back to 6th spot as you watch from Benson's truck. Benson going after Butler once again.
Yeah, I think Gilliland just lost the whole handle right now. I think the truck may be a little bit loose on him, and he's just watching himself right now because he almost wrecked it right at the first part of the race.
21 laps so far, caution free. Johnny Benson Jr. in number 18. Performance Friction Brakes. Chevrolet goes after the Ortho machine, Toby Butler. There's a look at the lead, single file. They'll be in traffic when we come back. You're watching live NASCAR racing on TNN. Welcome back to Tucson. 30 laps complete. Rick Corelli goes right back after Mike Skinner. They ran 1 whole lap single file, and Corelli in the number 6 is right back running for the lead.
Boy, I tell you what, that's a great shot going in the corner there from the side camera there on Corelli's truck. You can see Skinner just acting like, I don't see you. Oh, he knows he's there now. They touch.
And here comes everybody. And around goes Craig Hewitson. Got tagged as everybody dusted through there, and it looks like who's going to come out with the lead but Sheriff Ron.
Ron Hornaday and Toby Butler's moved into 2nd. Oh, this is a shame here.
Oh. Craig Hewitson out of Newport Richey, Florida, in the AC Delco Chevrolet number 8.
Mike, that's what they mean when they say the wrong place at the right time.
That's it. Well, we have replays for you.
Well, Corelli goes in really hard here, and they just get together. It looks like right there, he went up just a little bit, got in the side of Skinner, and right here, he really didn't mean to do it. You see, he checked up. You see the 8 truck take a smack in the side there and go straight up towards the wall. Right here, they make contact. Ooh, little swerve there. What he did, he lost the back a little bit, Mike, and he corrected and got up into Skinner.
They had touched earlier, first coming into the corner. It looked like Mike Skinner came down a little bit. Corelli went up. And unfortunately, the victim of all that turns out to be Craig Hewitson. Hewitson has driven his car back to the pits. We'll get an update after this. Welcome back to Tucson. We're under the first caution of the day. A spin involving the 2 leaders. There's a whole new NASCAR world coming to Daytona. TNN is going to add a little sparkle and magic to NASCAR World February 15th to 19th with 6 acres full of technology and race exhibits. Call that 1-800-265-RACE number on your screen for information. Hope you take a look at NASCAR World when you're in Daytona during Speed Weeks 95. We're going to go green this time by Ron Hornaday. He is up front after that spin and go by the leaders. Toby Butler, number 21, is second. Rick Corelli recovered for third. Mike Skinner is fourth. Fifth is Johnny Benson as they take the green. Pole sitter Butch Gilliland is sixth. Seventh is Scott Lagacy, and eighth is P.J. Jones. Gary Ballou in ninth. And around goes the 37 of Bob Straight. He was all by himself, and Lagacy gets tipped into the wall after a brush with P.J. Jones. McEachran's car is a mess in the middle of the back straightaway.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage to that truck. Right front, you can see, is ripped off of this truck. They'll really have to work hard to get that truck back in action.
Ooh. It started when on the restart, Bob Straight, number 37, just got loose in turn 2, spun all the way around. He's limping back to the pits down to turn 1. They're straight.
Mike, that's a terrible way to have a first race. That truck has never been in a race before.
Let's show you what happened. Well, it's been in one now.
I'll say. You see him get loose right there. He just follows in the corner there and gets a little too hard in the corner. Truck comes around. Kerry Teague is very lucky there to get by on the outside. McEachran runs right into the back right rear corner on that truck and up into the wall.
Well, I'll have a little cleanup to do for this one. Second caution of the day comes very quickly at lap 38. There are your leaders. We'll be right back. You can go out to Old Tucson and see some staged gunfights and some sets that have been used in a lot of Western movies. This is not a NASCAR protest meeting. This is the type of show that they put on in front of a packed house, a grandstand at Old Tucson there, just about every day. It's kind of neat. Here's Glenn.
Well, guys, you're looking at the tail end of Jim Straight's once brand new truck. It got ambushed big time here at Tucson today. You can see Jim here helping them take the rear panel off. Jim, what happened out there?
Well, the car got out from under us going in the corner there and spun out and just got hit by someone.
Looks like pretty severe damage there. You think we're going to get where we're going to go green now? We'll get back to this in just a moment, guys. Back to action.
Thanks, Glenn. Ron Hornaday on the break has the lead. 12 trucks are on the lead lap. Behind him, Toby Butler in 21, Rick Corelli in number 6, and Mike Skinner tries the outside on Corelli. No room there. Then it's Johnny Benson, Butch Gilliland, P.J. Jones, and Gary Ballou.
Boy, look at the straightaway speed that Mike Skinner has in it. This Walker Evans here, is he a great guy on TV? We interviewed him earlier today, and I tell you what, he is something to listen to. He is so funny, and he's really serious about this. He says he's going to get that Dodge up front. You wait and see.
I think he will, Mike, buddy. Also on the lead lap, T.J. Clark, Scott Lagacy, Sammy Swindell. 2 by 2.
Yellow flag is out. We have a spin on the front straightaway here. Ashley has turned around the number 2 truck.
Dave Ashley's gone around. Southern California Ford dealers roll along F-150. They just announced the top 10 best-selling vehicles in the nation for 1994, and 3 of the top 5 were pickup trucks.
Don't surprise me any.
Not a bit.
This is going to be an exciting year for everyone that's involved with the super trucks. It's just a great event, and these guys really try hard, and there's a lot of quality drivers in these trucks.
Another
I'm
dollar.
donating $1 every time I say cars, folks.
We we made a pact in December when Johnny Benson was up here with us. It would cost each of us $1 to the Snell Foundation each time any of us said car during a truck race. They are the folks that do the research on the helmets that all the racers wear and the motorcycle drivers wear, and it's a very worthwhile charitable organization dedicated to research for safety helmet design. That's their address. Snell Foundation Incorporated, 7 Flower Field, Suite 28, St. James, New York, 11780. They would appreciate your contribution, and every driver that straps on a helmet to go racing has a Snell Safety Foundation sticker in it, meaning that they have approved that helmet design. And their standard changes about every 5 years and keeps getting better and better and better.
Mike, I seen T.J. Clark just go into the pits over there. He wrecked that truck earlier today in practice, and whether he was involved in another incident or not, I know they're working on him right now to get him back out in the event here.
Scott Lagacy and the Kerry Teague also gone to the pits during this caution period. Here's Teague back out and Lagacy.
Well, Lagacy's got a lot of problems on the right front corner of his truck. He's also got something following him around the racetrack that's knocked off and is hooked up.
Brake duct?
Looks like it's a brake duct or something. Yeah. It's wired on there. You see it's still hooked to safety wire, whatever it is.
He's trolling. he forgot the bass boat, but he's got his trolling motor, and
now it stopped right under the left rear wheel, and as he takes off, he got rid of it. Right.
He didn't. Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, it's still there. Good.
What do you catch with a hook like that? Whatever it is, I don't want it on my plate.
That's not his only problem, though. Look at the front of that truck. It looks like a bulldog bit it.
Let's check with Glenn.
Well, guys, we're standing by with Steve McEachern. He was involved in that wreck in the last caution period, and you were just a victim of circumstances there, Steve.
Yeah, I dropped down to the inside, thought I was going to get by, and just was nothing I could do. Just barely clipped us. Tore up the front end.
The truck looked, it's really torn up sheet metal wise, but it looks like it could be repaired, but you guys can't find extra parts.
No, not just yet. We're still looking for some sponsors, and we're a little short of a couple things we could use.
Better luck to you next time, guys. His crew chief, Tim Weiss, told me they could have gotten his truck back in the race. All it needs is a steering arm and a sway bar, but they can't find one. Nobody's got extra parts. We're back to green.
Not enough trucks, not enough parts. Here comes Craig Hewertson and Scott Lagacy out of the pits. We're going to get a green. Boy, they're slow coming out on the restart, but Hornaday has the fastest draw.
Well, he better go, because the third and fourth place truck here are very, very fast. Corelli, and you see him going down in the corner there. Corelli's got just a little edge on Mike Skinner right now. You've seen them get together a little bit earlier in showing, and Corelli turned the Mike Skinner truck around, but you see who's, don't do it.
He doesn't want to. Folks, it's hard to see on TV just how close to the edge of control these trucks are. There you see grabbing a handful of wheel there is Mike Skinner.
Yeah, that'll get your attention there. You can see his hands go half a turn all the way over to the right there. That truck really got sideways. Pirelli's coming up on Toby Butler now, trying to get up under him to take second place away.
It's set across from each other at the car table. What I say, they were getting along pretty good so far. We'll see here. No room for Corelli up in that high groove. Skinner is there.
Well, Skinner's really handling well, but he got a loose condition. I'm sure they'll have to work on that at halftime, because this truck is really, really fast down the straightaway. Every truck owner here says it's the quickest truck here down the straightaway, but another $1.
That's right. Well, Toby Butler is now, he is glued onto the back bumper of Ron Hornaday. Spears number 75. I would say at this juncture, Hornaday and Corelli probably have the best handling trucks right now, but things change so fast here.
Mike, I'm going to tell you, just behind this group, that 18 truck there, Johnny Benson Jr., he's right now taking care of his equipment. He hasn't been in any dogfight. That truck will be hard to beat here. This guy's really taking care of the truck.
On the inside of Butler, just that close. He's working the bottom, not taking the safe way around. As I said earlier, they have 2 trucks built and another, a road race truck, under construction. They are going for that championship beginning at the Copper Classic.
Whoa, we have a spin. Walker Evans in turn 4 gets around backwards there.
Eases it into the fence with sheet metal. Walker Evans, the only Dodge truck in the field so far with 120 off-road championship victories.
You can see Corelli beat him back to the flag there. He takes over second spot, so he got ahead of Toby Butler. They race back to the flag on the yellow.
And they'll have to peel Walker's truck off the wall. So tough break for Walker Evans. See if he can get refired and back into the show. 60 laps complete here in Tucson. Be right back. Next Sunday, Winter Heat continues. Live right here in Tucson, the Featherlight Southwest Tour Cars. Boy, they put on a great show. They'll start their season right here next week. 2 more weeks of Winter Heat, so stay warm.
Boy, this is one thing I don't want to see end. I really enjoy this, Mike. This is racing at its best right here.
Great racing, great fun, beautiful scenery out here, and great time. We are back under green. 63 laps complete. And Ron Hornaday, again, he is the quickest draw in the West. Gets a car length or 2 by the time they get to the backstretch.
Well, these two guys are great friends, first and second place. You see them out there, Hornaday and Corelli, they really like each other. They spend a lot of time going places, doing things together. But right now, it'll be war when Corelli gets up to him, if he can catch him. You see Mike Skinner trying to take third place away from Toby Butler going down into turn 3.
Skinner eases the Goodwrench number 3 in there. But can't get alongside Butler. Friday after the shoot at Old Tucson, we went out to the Museum of the Desert. It's a living museum with all kinds of flora and fauna and all the animals. And Corelli walks up to the coyote cage and starts doing coyote calls. The coyotes all start screaming, and 100 people all come up and have a look at it. So he and Hornaday have been yelling coyote calls at each other all weekend.
Here comes Mike Skinner. You can see how much straightaway speed this truck has. He goes by Toby Butler. Toby drives back up under him in the corner, but look down the straightaway. Almost a truck length down one straightaway.
A lot of motor in that number 3. Glenn?
Guys, you're looking at Walker Evans' truck right here. I was going to talk to him. He fired it up, said he was going back out, but now he shut it off. Let's see if we can get a word with Walker here and see exactly what's wrong. Walker, a little trouble out there. What happened?
Well, it got loose and got up into the loose stuff, and I lost it, and it looped and hit the wall. I think we just broke the shock tower now.
Well, I see they're doing some work on your radiator. It looks like a little heating probably. You going to get back out there?
Yeah, I think they're going to put it back out there.
Whoa, best of luck to you. Now, we talked about the piece that fell off of Scott. Hold on, we'll get back to the Scouts. We got to spin.
Kerry Teague lost control coming out of turn 4 and turned around there. He's still in the lead lap. He better get going, though, because he's in danger of going a lap down now, Mike.
And no caution. Spun it all by himself. With the radial tire, buddy, it seems as if when the tire, you start to lose it, there's no catching it back. Watch Kerry Teague here.
Well, you see, he was just about to run into P.J. Jones here, and he pinched the car just a little bit, or truck, and around it goes. Another $1.
Oh. Scott Lagasse spins the number 24. Now, he has a lot of experience on radial tires, beginning with his SCCA Spec Racer days and on up, but not in these heavy race trucks.
Well, he's got a lot of damage there, too. This is a great race right now between Hornaday and Corelli. These guys are going at it. I mean, in the corner. Corelli's been up here about 3 times side by side, but look who's in the fight now. Mike Skinner coming up, and that truck's hooked up on the outside. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just do what he's doing right now.
Ron Hornaday trying to show him who runs this town.
Well, one thing about all these guys, they're tremendous short track drivers, and they're not going to give you anything. As I say, that Corelli goes in under Hornaday, trying to take that spot. You see the 3 truck of Skinner going to the outside there. He's going to have to pass on the outside. This truck will not turn under, so he's trying to get a spot on the outside to move up.
You know, this racetrack here at Tucson, they didn't pave it that many years ago, but with this compound banking, have you seen consistently better racing at any short track anywhere?
I don't think think you can.
So much side-by-side racing?
Well, you know yourself, we got to practice a little bit in these race trucks, and the surface itself is so smooth that you can just race around this place. You wouldn't believe how hard you can run in the corners, and the higher you go on the racetrack, the more bank you got. So being on the outside is not, you know, most racetracks, the preferred line is right around the bottom. Here, anywhere you want to run.
Doesn't matter what they throw out here. Super late model, Southwest Tour cars, even Winston West puts on a good show. Up at the front, here in Tucson. Corelli drops back in line behind Ron Hornaday.
Well, I mean one thing. It might be shooting fire, but it's flying.
We asked Ron, you know, with the success you've had here at Winter Heat, have the phone calls started to come from car owners back east since this Winter Series started?
I have. It's just one of them things you don't know what to do right now. This truck series, NASCAR, and the truck series is just going to be the best thing for anybody out here to get your name out there. So you just can't jump at anything you got. I've got a lot of push calls and stuff like that. So I really don't know what to do with myself. This is really jumping up real quick, and I'm thankful for the Spears team to put me into something like this. So we'll just ride it out and see what we can do, and hopefully, you know, by the middle of the year we can get something going for next year.
What happened, buddy?
Whoa, boy, I tell you what. Just for a moment there, Hornaday was in trouble coming off turn 2. He got sideways. Corelli gets by. You see Mike Skinner on the outside there. He's moving into second place. Hornaday right now needs to settle down, cool his tires a little bit, and make another run at him.
The way he lost the lead was coming up off the corner. The truck got loose. He had to make a steering correction. And when you do that, the guy on the bottom is going to go by, and Rick Corelli did.
Well, you know, on a short track, the one thing you don't ever want to do is break the tires loose. Because if you do, it takes a couple of laps to cool them off and get going again. You see he's out of the picture right now, but he'll cool them down and come back again.
84 laps complete, 16 to go till halftime. Rick Corelli, the High Plains drifter out of Denver. Number 6. Mike Skinner, expatriate Californian, now living in Randleman, North Carolina. Richard Childress, number 3.
You know, the one great thing about this, Mike, where in the world will Mike Skinner ever get a chance to drive for Richard Childress? This division is really going to bring on some superstars, because this division will create new people to come into Winston Cup later on. And by the way, I don't think this is a secondary thing at all. I think the truck racing is going to make a place in this sport.
I think so too, buddy. All you have to do is look out in the parking lot and see that. We'll show you again how Ron Hornaday lost the lead. Rick Corelli is at the front. Mike Skinner is second. Hornaday is third. Toby Butler in fourth. Here it is.
Well, Hornaday's on the outside here. He's really getting back in the throttle. Once the truck gets sideways right here, he makes a correction, and away they go. That's all you got to do is bobble one time, first to third.
Back to live action, 13 laps to halftime. Mike Skinner just tucked up under that rear spoiler.
Mike Skinner's truck is a little bit better getting into the corner right now than Rick Corelli, but Rick is flying up off the corner. Now, if he was to do what Hornaday did, he would go from first to third probably, because it would take a little while to adjust back and get everything back up under him. These are lap trucks here that had a lot of problems. You notice the nose is torn off. We've had several trucks run into each other at the first part of this race.
10 to go to halfway. 10-minute halftime, and the teams will get a chance to make the changes they would make on a normal pit stop. Lapping past Scott Lagacy, the road racer. Here comes to the series to drive for Rick Hendrick. Jimmy Johnson from Hendrick is here.
Boy, Skinner's got a chance right here. It just depends on which one of these lines moves the best.
That's Sammy Swindell on the outside, and the Brad Akins and Bob Sutton, number 38. And here come the leaders. Lagacy takes advantage of the 38. And here goes Skinner on the bottom.
Yep, he's got her down there. Corelli had to back off. Boy.
Skinner,
you see it race after race out here. They use them as picks when they start to make the move.
Have a look at the right front on Rick Corelli's truck. On this replay, a little bit of that brake smoke or tire smoke, buddy?
Boy, I don't know what that is. It's not good. It's not supposed to be there. I promise you that.
Let's check with Glenn.
Well,
Mike, from this vantage point, that smoke is coming off the right rear. Now, he got together with a couple of trucks here and all that traffic, but I don't see any sheet metal damage. I'm going to look real close this time. No, it's not rubbing anything. That's, well, it smells like rubbing smoke. So I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like anything's rubbing. Obviously, something is.
Well, in 5 laps, they'll get a chance to find out.
Oh, boy, that's what I like about it. If you have a problem, you can go in and fix it and come back out with a good chance to win the whole thing. Now, I really like this break of action where they get to go in and work on the trucks and make them more competitive.
Yeah, the NFL knew what they were doing when they invented halftime.
You got it.
Mike Skinner.
The smoke's not hurting him at all. He's actually pulling back up on Skinner now, so the smoke, it may be smoking, but it's not hurting his run at all.
3 more laps. Skinner and Corelli. Then a gap and a pack of lapped cars. Back to Ron Hornaday in 3rd.
Boy, that's the right front smoking. I can't imagine whether that's a wheel bearing or what, but it's not supposed to be smoking like that.
Johnny Benson in 4th, Toby Butler in 5th. Halftime coming up. 1 lap.
He might have some smoke coming out of the back also, but that right front with the camera's been on 2 or 3 times, and it is really smoking, getting down in the corner.
Caution flag is out. It's halftime. Still a good bit of smoke coming from the right side of Rick Corelli's Total Petroleum number 6. Glenn Jarrett is in his pit.
And Corelli brings his truck in. It is the rear end. One of the crew told me they're going to have to see what they can do. I told you that smoke didn't look like it was coming from sheet metal. It is not. They have the rear end grease out here. I imagine I'm going to see, yeah, they've got the pans to drain it and everything. They're going to have to change the rear end section, guys.
A little bit of smoke out of the right front as well, Glenn.
See that right front smoking right there?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it on the right front corner. He may have had to use the brakes extremely hard after it started smoking like that to keep the truck straight.
Remember, in December, P.J. Jones changed the rear end center section at halftime and won. Glenn?
Well, the crew, Joe Garoni and the crew have gone to work on Corelli here. A lot of smoke. They have shot some fire extinguisher up under it. They're giving air to Rick. He's just almost overcome by the smoke. There's a tremendous amount of smoke. I can't remember seeing one smoking this much, and it was still running when it came in. Rick's going to turn the air hose. Rick's going to turn the air hose on himself right now. It's pretty hot. Rick, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm getting a little jizzy in here, but I don't know what we got. We got some different mufflers on the truck, or we got an oil leak or something, but the longer we run, the mufflers started getting up in here and started choking me a little bit in here.
A little bit concerned about you, but you're running some air on you. You think you're going to be all right for the second half?
Oh, yeah, man, I ain't giving up. I'm getting back out there. This is too much fun. Truck's running real good. First time we had this truck out here, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Well, he's pretty overcome by smoke now. We'll get back to this right after the halftime break here. Stay tuned. We'll see if Ron Hornaday, Rick Corelli, and crew can continue this fabulous action that we've seen so far. Stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Welcome back once again to Tucson Raceway Park here in Tucson. Action fast and furious in the pits right now. We're going to try to get a word with some of these guys. We're at the halftime break. Remember, they run 100 laps, then we stop for a while, and we race for a little while longer. We're going to try to slip in here and get a word with Mike Skinner. He's talking with his crew right now. I watched them. They're working on the rear track bar. In fact, they're making a rear track bar adjustment right now. You can see Mike there talking to the crew. There's Jesse Coke and another crewman trying to decide exactly what to do to this thing for the second half. Remember, this is not an unusual position for Mike Skinner. We have seen him lead this thing in both the races at the halfway mark, but it seems like the second half always gets to him. They're feeling the pressure right now. As we said, car owner Richard Childress is here, so these guys are doing absolutely the best job that they can. Right, we'll get a word with Mike in just a minute. For a moment, let's go back upstairs with Buddy and Mike.
Well, let's find out from his car owner, Glenn. Richard Childress, who is the Winston Cup champion car owner. Dale Earnhardt, of course, drives for him on the Cup circuit, and Mike Skinner is in that ride on the truck circuit. Do you like what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think this truck racing is great. You know, it's a lot of competition. Corelli and Hornaday, these guys are tough, and you know, there's some great racers out here, and it's been some good racing all day.
Richard, I got to put you on the spot. What every short track driver in America wants to know: why Mike Skinner? Why not me, and why Mike Skinner? That's what they all want to know.
You know, that's been a big question. You know, Mike, I rented him an engine at Daytona 3 or 4 years ago, and he didn't have a real good car, and he came up through the field there and got up to about 10th or 12th in the 125-miler. I went over to my engine man. I said, "You think our tube slipped up?" You know, because then you pick up about 50 horsepower, but it didn't, and he was just driving. And you know, I like to see a guy like Mike get a chance to get out and show what he can do, and I think he showed it today. And he's going to be a good racer.
I know you've known you for a long time, and I know your idea of a good driver is somebody who will find a way to get to the front somehow.
Yeah, and you know, I think today you've seen Mike. You know, he's aggressive, he's hard. You know, that was his problem the first race. He just really drove the truck so hard, and these trucks have got 660 horsepower, and you know, the tires that they got on them. A guy really has to stay on top of the wheel.
Well, he's done a good job in his first half. We'll see what happens in a bit. Let's get out of his pit and Glenn.
Well, guys, you're talking about the comparisons to Dale Earnhardt. How many times in the past have we seen Earnhardt get tapped, do that 360 move, continue right on, not lose many positions? Mike Skinner was leading the race when he and Corelli got together. He bumped, he spun it all the way around, only went back to fourth, but the thing I like, Mike, you kept your cool, kept right on going.
Well, we missed a gear. We wouldn't have went back that far. The darn thing, I couldn't get it in gear, but you know, I know Rick didn't get into us there on purpose. He's a real clean racer, and we're having a heck of a good time out there. You know, Richard's here, and he said if the truck will go to the front, take it there. And, so we're just doing what we're told.
Well, you made some changes on the truck since we've been standing here. What's going on?
Well, you know, the truck's a little loose right now, and we're going to tighten it up. We just hope we don't go too far. I don't really know how it's going to be. I know they're going to work on their truck. If nobody was allowed to work on their trucks, I guess I'd leave it alone. But unfortunately, everybody's allowed to change anything they want now, so we're tightening the thing up. If we don't go too much, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. Rick is awfully good, and Ron's good. You know, Ron's going to adjust his truck here at halftime, and, you know, I think it's going to be a good show.
Well, we think so, too, and I think Mike Skinner is going to be the guy up front at the end of this good show.
Thanks, Glenn. Folks, get stocked up for the second half. We'll be back to Tucson live on TNN with more Winter Heat right after this.
Really impressed with Mike Skinner over in Phoenix.
Yeah, we tested over there at 2 days, and you know, he rolled right out and ran, you know, the same speed that Labonte and Schrader had been running, and you know, we worked with him a day and really got the truck going fast. We were then about a half second of what the Winston Cup cars were running with different tires, and he was really consistent, and that's what impressed us.
Well, I've been very impressed with his driving. I know a couple of times the tires went away on him, but he's going to win a lot of these races, I feel like, this year.
He's got the power to do it. That's what everybody's worried about. I've talked to a few drivers. They say, we can run with him here, but when that 3 truck gets to Phoenix and that motor starts to pull, watch out.
Well, I think it's going to be a lot of other trucks that, you know, get stronger as the season comes on. You know, we did a lot of testing, and I think it's going to be an interesting year, and we're looking forward to all the different style of racetracks we're going to.
Well, it's always nice to have a new challenge, and I know you're having fun with this one. Let's get down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, I've moseyed on over to Sheriff Hornaday's corral here, and he's about ready to get back out there. He's got his horse reshod, but, man, action was fast and furious out there.
Well, I tell you, we came out with 3 bullets the first half. You know, we're going to have it cocked this time. We'll see what we can do. The Spears team's done a great job. We had a short panel bar on. We put a long panel bar on. Maybe it'll tighten up a little bit where we're all right for the next half.
Well, guys, the reason he's talking so fast, he wants to get away from here. We're going to have to let him go. They have called the cars back out to the track. We're just about ready for the start of the second half of Winter Heat. Stay tuned. Don't go away. The exciting finale of the second half here will be coming up. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Welcome back to Tucson, folks. Mount Lemmon, snow-covered, but it feels like warm here, over 70 degrees. The super late models ran earlier today. Let's give you a look at the action. Carlos Serrano, number 25, the Taco Bell car on the pole. And that is number 70, Chris Trickle, Dick Trickle's nephew, on the outside pole. Had a good battle going for the first bit of it. Now here's a flat tire on Carl Trimmer, who ran so well here just before we went away for Christmas break. Trickle down to the inside on Serrano, a 10-time feature winner here this year. And right behind them, a lot of bumping and shuffling. Carl Trimmer got back in it and got into number 2, Mike Buckner. Serrano back for the lead, and here comes Trickle again.
Boy, Trickle ran great all day. I mean, he gives Serrano everything he could stand in this race. They run side by side many, many laps.
But Serrano would take it back. Trickle again would try the bottom, the Rick Corelli groove. And look at this. Oops, excuse me. That's number 14, Dennis Fetter, piling into Jamie Throckmorton, who climbed out and showed his obvious displeasure. Trickle got that close to Serrano, but couldn't get the lead.
Great short track racing. You see there, Trickle almost went around, but got control again. He makes another run near the end of the race, trying to get the win.
Battle behind it, but you can see why Carlos Serrano dominated the action at Tucson Raceway Park this season. He won more main events and more Trophy Dash fast heat races than anybody else. And he's going truck racing. He sold his backup car, and his sponsor Taco Bell is going to take the car he just won with and use it to tour schools and do charity appearances. And he is going to have a super truck beginning April 18th here at Tucson Raceway Park. Signed the deal today.
Boy, I tell you what, he's exciting to watch. He's a very good race driver.
Here's how they'll line up for the second half here at Tucson Raceway Park, our final truck event, but we'll still have 2 more weeks of winter heat after today. Mike Skinner is the leader. Rick Corelli in second. Ron Hornaday third. Johnny Benson fourth, all in Chevrolets. Then it's Toby Butler in a Ford and Butch Gilliland in the Ford that sat on the pole.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the trucks that you see right now from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th back here have made some adjustments on the trucks, and you'll see a lot more trucks up there fighting for the lead.
P.J. Jones is 7th. In the 8th spot is Gary Ballou, P.J. Clark. They're all on the lead lap. And we're still looking for Rick Corelli. And there he is. They are still making repairs on Corelli's truck.
Mike, you're putting some vents inside the truck to get some fresh air in there, so if this thing does smoke, it don't choke him quite as bad. You see it on the roll case there where the guy's taping it in right now.
Also among the missing, buddy, is Toby Butler. Let's check with Glenn.
Well, guys, we'll get a word with Rick Corelli. Let me slip in front of the camera here. Rick, you're sitting there looking awfully patient, but I know you're not. Are they going to get this thing back out there?
I don't know. We're trying. I mean, a lot of nice things are being said now, but we're trying the hardest we can. We had a couple problems go on during that first starter. We lost a muffler. We tried. It melted in two. Then when that took place, it melted the rear end failed, and we had to change the rear end right now. So we're just putting the grease in it right now. So we're hoping like heck.
Well, we hope so, too, and I love the way he put that. A lot of nice things being said right now. Good thing we can't hear them.
I think you're right, Glenn. They missed the call for the restart lineup. So Corelli and Toby Butler, if they make it back out, they'll be starting tail end. Now, Corelli was second when we went to halftime, and Toby Butler was fifth. Glenn, what's the story on Butler?
Well, Mike, right about 10 laps before halftime, maybe 15, I noticed that when Butler came by me coming off of turn 2, there was a distinct difference in the sound of his engine. It just sounded flat. He fell back to 5th. He was running 4th. He's got an engine problem. They thought it was a valve spring. They checked that. They didn't find anything. They have gone over it as well as they could during this halftime period. They could not find anything amiss in the engine. It's just not running. He's sitting over there right now, awfully dejected. They want to get the truck back out there, but they've got a bad engine problem. Also, Kerry Teague has had to retire his truck with engine problems. We checked with P.J. Jones, the last race winner. His truck was really, really loose. They told him just to cool it until they could come in. They made major chassis adjustments, springs, shocks, wedge, the whole deal. They hope that P.J. can get back to the front.
Well, I was wondering what had happened to the fellow who won here last time out. And, buddy, I was a little surprised the truck victory was P.J.'s first ever NASCAR win.
Yeah, that's amazing, but what a talent. And he's going to make an announcement on the super trucks just a couple of weeks from now. He wouldn't commit today to tell us what it is. We know what it is, but we can't say it right now. But this guy's got a big future in truck racing.
What we can do is say hello to his brother Paige, who is at David Freeman Hospital in Los Angeles. They have a special section there for people recovering from closed head injury rehabilitation. His mom Judy is here at the racetrack, and they don't get TNN in the hospital, but they tape the show, and then his dad Parnelli brings it over to the hospital, and he and Paige watch it together. And we're glad he's coming along.
Yes, indeed. Paige, we're all pulling for you. Want to see you in this division, son.
Now, as we told you in December, this #1 truck was built for Paige Jones to drive, and PJ says he's just keeping the seat warm until his brother's able to get back in it.
That's it.
Neat deal. As is common in short track
track racing. We are going to give a few courtesy laps here for drivers with trucks still being worked on during the halftime break. Rick Corelli and Toby Butler, both top 5 trucks at the break. 9 trucks on the lead lap, so we'll go to the back of it. Show you a few of the other things that have been going on here in and around the Tucson area. This truck thing is getting so big. How big? Well, you remember slot cars from the 60s? Seems like every teenager had one. There was a slot car track on every corner, and they still race them out here in Tucson. And look, already there are super truck slot car bodies, 1/24th scale. And there's a Super Truck Racing magazine from the editors of Truckin'. It's a bi-monthly, and the first issue will be on the newsstand very soon. And superfan Gary Johnson standing in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China, with his TNN Winter Heat T-shirt on. I don't think anybody can top that. Here's Rick Corelli.
And the amazing part, everybody knew what Winter Heat was over there.
Gary's daughter Kimberly works for us on the telecast, and she said her dad told her that when the folks, the Chinese, are so enthralled with Americans that when he raised his coat to show his T-shirt, all the Chinese started raising their coats too. There in the whole square. It was really pretty astounding. Well, that's the impact the truck racing's had so far.
Mike Corelli made it back out there, but they're starting him in the rear of the field, so this ought to really be something to watch. That, you talk about a guy that'll come up through there in a hurry, but it...
He is on the lead lap, however, buddy. He is in now 8th place. 9th place truck of Toby Butler does not make the green.
The big question, does he have the same gear in the truck that he had before he burned it out? That'll be the big question.
Restart. Hornaday up on the outside of Mike Skinner, not going to get the lead as they work around Sammy Swindell.
Boy, Hornaday just gets awful irritated if he has to run second any time at all. Look at him come up under Mike Skinner here. He's trying to take a measure of him right now while the tires are good and cool and nobody's got a lot of time on the tires. This is the time if you're going to beat Mike Skinner to get by him.
And this is time for Rick Corelli to be very careful moving up from the back of the field. He has a long way to go. Hornaday sideways off turn 4. Boy, it's fun to watch.
Well, you see Hornaday, he got up in the preferred line there, and he took the rest coming off the corner there. He uses up as much racetrack as he needs, but he did not run into anybody. He's a very clean race car driver. He just does what it takes to get in front.
So Hornaday in the lead. He's won 2 of these shows so far. Rick Corelli has now moved up to about 6th place, but still has a long way to go.
Well, it looks like, and we just talked to Glenn Jarrett, and he says that they did put another gear in there. It's got a little different ratio than what it had. It's a little higher gear than he was running. So we'll see if it's a help or a hindrance as he gets up near the front.
That's the Ultra Wheel 06 of Butch Gilliland, the pole sitter just ahead. That is 5th place. Corelli is 6th.
Boy, it don't seem to matter what he puts in Corelli, what he puts in there for gear. I'm telling you, that truck really gets around this racetrack.
It's not a truck, it's an airplane. That thing flies. Get an update on Toby Butler. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, one of the crews just came over and told me that he has a stuck valve. They can't even get the thing refired right now, so Toby's just going to have to sit the rest of this one out. That's too bad. He had an awfully strong truck. He was right on the bumper of the 3rd place guy when he had his problem, but I think they showed some muscle. I think they showed they can run with them. They had a good experience with the radial tires, and they look for better things starting in Phoenix in February on CNN.
Thanks, Glenn. For the lead, I'll tell you, Mike Skinner almost went to Phoenix on that move.
Well, Mike Skinner did something a lot of people can't do. He caught radial tires as they start to break loose. That's the only time you can catch them. And the very second they break loose a little bit, if you correct this, you can't get it back straight. Otherwise, you're in for a long ride sideways.
Ron Hornaday in the Spears Manufacturing 75 Chevy up front. The Valvoline distributor here has posted a $5,000 bonus at the start of this series for any driver who could win 5 of the 8 events. There are 3 to go, including today, and Hornaday has won 2 already, so he needs every one to collect the bonus. A lot of folks thought it was impossible. Ron says it is possible. All things are possible.
I don't think he knows what impossible is. This guy has got the right attitude. I'll be really glad to see him move over to the East Coast and try a little Winston Cup someday, because this guy's got everything it takes to be a top-notch race car driver.
Gary Ballou on the outside.
And you see there's no difference whatsoever down the straightaway with the 2 trucks. They're very equal. Now through the corner, Corelli has a little faster truck.
And he has 4th place now. Check that, make that 5th place for Rick Corelli, moving up on Gary Ballou, and they were that close.
Well, one thing they better do, they better outrun Gary Ballou right now, because when he gets the handle on these chassis, I don't know if anybody's any better on short track than Gary Ballou.
Hornaday the leader, Skinner in 2nd. In 3rd, Johnny Benson Jr. In 4th now, P.J. Jones, and Rick Corelli has moved to 5th. Under green, 121 laps complete. Ron Hornaday leading. Mike Skinner in 2nd. Johnny Benson in a dogfight with Rick Corelli. And Skinner, there they are. That is for 2nd, 3rd, and now 4th place. P.J. Jones has been kicked back to 5th.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this Corelli, it don't matter what gear he has. Look at this truck get around the corner. He's going the wrong way around, but he is making time.
Benson shook the car really badly in turn 4, almost tossed it away a minute ago. Has it back under control and has it back underneath Mike Skinner.
Well, Mike Skinner right now has a problem. He has a loose condition, and if they ever get up beside of him, he's done. I think they'll go right on by him. You can see the truck right there, the back end went out just a little bit off the corner. If they can get that preferred line on him, they'll go right on by.
Looks like Benson's got him.
And you see Corelli move right up on him. They both seen the back of the truck moving around. He's now running 4th. That's how quick it happens here. When you heat the tires up, you can go from 2nd to 4th that quick.
Corelli just had a big handful of steering wheel as the truck got loose, and he caught it back up.
He makes it look so easy, folks. You see him go down in the corner there. This guy right here, he's right now, he does not have the gear he's supposed to have in that truck, but look how he's making it work through the corner. He's taking every bit of the racetrack he can without really taking over position, maybe getting up into Benson there. But look how smooth he is. You can just see he's just really up on what's going on getting off that corner. A little touch there, by the way.
A little bit. You can see the damage on the right front of Rick Corelli's truck from that one as he and Benson are really going at it. Let's check with Glenn.
Well, Mike, it's good to see Corelli running as well as he is. Buddy, you were right. They did go just a couple of ticks higher on the gear. We saw P.J. Jones do the same thing. It helped the truck come off the corner, kept it from breaking traction. The casualty was that the crew chief, Joe Garoni, in their haste to get that new rear end under it, piece of metal, a heavy piece of metal came down, hit him in the mouth, broke about half of one of his front teeth off. Joe's okay. He smiled at me with a gap-tooth grin, but he's lost about half a tooth. So, Joe Stennis, wherever you are in Colorado, get ready. He'll be calling you tomorrow.
For 2nd place. Corelli has come from all the way at the back of the pack on the restart. 131 laps, 69 to go.
I'll tell you one thing, Johnny Benson's not rolling over playing dead. He's fighting him with everything he has. You see him get so very close here. Just a little touch there. And that's Mike Skinner's front end coming up there in the 3 truck. You can go from 2nd to 4th without any problem whatsoever here.
Benson got loose there, and Corelli got right back alongside. Edges ahead at turn 4. Is he going to get 2nd place? He does.
Yep.
Well, he earned it.
Well, with the gear he has right now, he can run the line that's the best for the truck. He'll move away from these guys because I believe he's just a little bit quicker. Corelli is. Mike Skinner right now, he's backed off a little bit, got the tires cooled down. He is able to move back up, but oh boy, if he ever lights the back tires up again, it'll take him 3 or 4 laps to get back in contention again.
As that battle has gone on for 2nd place, Ron Hornaday has opened up a lead of 3.1 seconds. Johnny Benson's had a long weekend. It was a late night in Charlotte last evening as the Busch Grand National Awards banquet was held. Benson now having his hands full with Mike Skinner.
Skinner won't be able to stay down there very long loose like that. You see him move up and take that spot. That's the way you have to drive a loose car. You have to give it its head in the center part of the corner and let it go up the racetrack. That way it does not try to turn around getting in the corner.
That's Professor Buddy Baker sending us to school. There's Johnny last night in Charlotte. David Green got most of the money, but Johnny got a well-deserved Rookie of the Year award. from NASCAR at the annual Busch Series Award Banquet last evening. Got here at 10:30 this morning, got in one practice session, and dialed his truck in for qualifying. Benson now drops to 4th behind Mike Skinner. There is your leader, Ron Hornaday, 3.1 seconds in front of Rick Corelli. We've been caution-free in this second half so far.
That's not good for the people behind him, because Ron Hornaday's tough if he's a half a car truck length ahead of you.
Yes.
Another $1.
We'll be back with Winter Heat continuing live here on TNN after this. If you're willing to settle for a little less horsepower than out here at the Speedway, you can get a ride on a replica Concord coach, like they made in Concord, New Hampshire, and like traveled all across the West out when you visit Old Tucson. Back with you live at Tucson Raceway Park.
What an outfit. Look at that. If he ever got up the flag stand, you'd grab him by the ankle with
Yes, you would. Ron Hornaday continues to hold sway here, 150 laps.
Well, Ron Hornaday's leading right now, but Rick Corelli's moved in the second, and he's really catching Hornaday in a fast pace right now. He's within a half a turn right now, catching him up.
They're second place.
Boy, I tell you, if he can stay out of hard traffic right now and use the whole racetrack with that gear he has right now, being a little bit higher like that, that means the engine will turn a little less RPM and make this truck really hook up coming off, as long as he has a good line around here. Now, catching Hornaday and passing him is another story.
Ron Hornaday's lead has now been cut to 2 seconds. When we went to break, it was just over 3 seconds. So Corelli is indeed moving in. 48 laps to go. There's your leader, Hornaday. Has won twice out here, but not yet in a truck.
You know, he looked like a sheriff and all that get up. And he really took over after they started doing the shooting yesterday. He got out of that truck. You ought to heard him hollering for us to come out and watch what he's going to do next.
We had a lot of fun.
That's Gary Ballou there. He's in danger of going a lap down. He's currently running 6th right now.
6 trucks on the lead lap, and Corelli is really eating into Hornaday's lead. 1.4 seconds. Let's check it again as Hornaday comes up on Ballou.
Ooh, look at Ballou's truck got all the way sideways coming out of the corner. That's his only problem right now. He hasn't got the rear wheels hooked up on that truck.
Both the leaders in traffic. Interval stays the same. Mike Skinner is 3rd, Johnny Benson 4th, P.J. Jones is 5th, and Ballou, the 6th place truck, is on the tail end there of the lead lap. Until just a moment ago, around goes Legacy. Corelli just slips past him. And that was the caution flag Corelli needed to get on the back bumper of Ron Hornaday.
Yep, that's a whole new ball game right now. When you see everybody close in like this after a caution, that big lead he had, now nothing.
Pace truck comes back out. Let's show you what happened. Let's show you what Rick Corelli saw in a moment. There's Scott Lagasse. Banged up nose on that DuPont Chevrolet.
Took a licking and keeps on ticking, though. He's going down the back.
Let's show you what happened. And this is what Rick Corelli saw.
Right now you're going, no, I can get around on the outside, right on by.
Scott Lagasse's able to continue. 41 laps to go. We'll be right back to Tucson. The Copper World Classic at Phoenix International Raceway is Sunday, February 5th at 4 o'clock Eastern Time from the world's fastest 1 mile oval. You'll see the debut of the NASCAR Super Truck Series by Craftsman for the points and the money. And the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour is in action. We'll be live with 10 events through the 1995 series of Super Truck Racing. So don't miss it here on TNN Motorsports. Sunday, February 5th. Glenn?
Buddy, quick question as they get ready for the restart here. The trucks that were loose, they've had a little time to cool the tires off here. Will this help them for the final run to the checkers?
I think the one that really benefits out of this will be Mike Skinner. He was out of the race pretty much. The truck was all over the racetrack. Now he's cooled the tires, and he'll give her a good run from here to the end, knowing that he better not cross her up.
Once again, Hornaday gets the jump on the green as the lap truck of Gary Ballou moves right in. Here goes Skinner. Slices down to the bottom. Little slide up toward Ballou, but he's going to get second place here.
Mike is very, very bad, though. He's making time right now, but if he heats those tires up, he'll go right back where he was just before the caution.
So Corelli now third, and now Ballou makes way. Gary Ballou just got up out of the way and out of the throttle to let the leaders pass.
Did you see the back end on Mike Skinner's truck just then? I'm telling you, he could have looked out the right door and went down the straightaway there. That truck was really sideways.
Trouble on P.J. Jones. He's slowed on the backstretch. Corelli shakes the car just a bit. That's a dollar. And P.J., it looks like, has let go up in turn 4. Can't get that.
We have a report, Mike, that he got in the wall with the right front corner there and kind of skinned down the wall there. And anytime he hit like that, there's a lot of things dragging on the truck.
The caution has come out. Craig Hewitson takes the AC Delco Chevy back to the pit area as the caution comes out for P.J. Jones.
Yeah, you can see the wall dust there on the wheels on the right-hand side. That truck really hit hard. Anytime you make a donut in the wall with that front wheel, you have hit pretty hard.
Under caution at lap 167. Ron Hornaday, Mike Skinner, and Rick Corelli. Johnny Benson. Those 4 will be lined up nose to tail for the restart. February 15th to 19th at Daytona. TNN's now involved with NASCAR World. It's bigger and much better than before. So call the 800 number on your screen for admission information and get a look at 6 full acres of NASCAR technology and exhibits. NASCAR World in Daytona with TNN. Don't miss it. Getting ready for the restart. Ron Hornaday, number 75, Mike Skinner, Rick Corelli, Johnny Benson.
Mike, we're getting to the time of the day right now when the sun plays a big factor in getting into turn 3. You notice the dark part of the racetrack here. Going down the back straightaway, you pick up the light again. Turning into turn 3, there'll be a tremendous... Oh, Johnny Benson got a little loose there.
Well, he got a little help.
Right at this part of the racetrack, the windshield, you're almost fine. You see a lot of tape on these trucks because of that problem.
Sammy Swindell got into the back of Johnny just a bit there. Turned it. Benson caught it. Got kept on. There are your 2 leaders. Corelli is still battling with the lap truck of Gary Ballou. Here's Glenn.
Well, guys, when you're racing on the range in the Old West out here, some days you get the Buffalo, some days the Buffalo gets you. Today it got you, PJ. What happened?
We just had numerous things. We had a bad vibration at tranny. We were loose from the get-go. We missed a little bit of practice time. I think it just hurt us in the setup, you know, especially changing the radials. We just missed it a little bit. And at the end there, I think I was going around the top of Legacy, and he didn't see me, or I kind of got into him a little earlier in the race and got him sideways, so he might have been a little mad because of that, but just one of those days, you know, that's the Stallion Farm, American Racing, what they think, man, great Tucson, great racing. We appreciate it.
Okay, best of luck to you next time, PJ.
Mike Skinner is really hooked up right now. He's getting off the corner quite well. He just took the lead from Ron Hornaday. This truck is doing well right now. He's got to baby those tires up. We have seen him heat the tires up and lose the lead because he was getting too loose off the corner.
What does Hornaday need to do right now?
Run his heart out because that 3 truck is a bullet. The one thing, if he ever gets a big lead where he can really run a little bit easier in the corner, he'll be hard to pass.
Here's 3rd place. Johnny Benson and Rick Corelli going at it. They've dispensed with the lap truck of Ballou. And Corelli right alongside. And from Benson's truck.
Well, we ought to be able to see that with our 2 camera trucks right now.
Yeah, this is a duel right here.
Well, if we can't follow this, we can't follow racing. So, uh-oh, what did I say?
Be careful what you wish for. Corelli by inches has that third spot. And up front, here goes Hornaday again.
Well, that's what we were talking about, Mike. This truck is a bullet. That 3 of Mike Skinner's there is a real fast truck, but he has a loose condition. If you lean on the tires too long, you get loose coming off the corner. You see Hornaday using up a little racetrack here. He does what it takes to stay in the lead.
Yeah, he slammed the tailgate in Mike Skinner's face right there.
You said that, not me.
Thank you. T.J. Clark takes his truck off to the pit area, smoking from the rear end. Let's show you this that happened. Can you hear the door slam? Boom.
I think you could hear the knock on that door. I'm going to tell you right now, you see both trucks get a little sideways there. But once you... Oh, he put his hand up there. Sorry, pal. I moved over a little too quick.
Yeah, sorry. See you in victory lane. Sorry.
But anyway, you see the 3 truck right there. It is really quick down the straightaway, but he has a handling problem right at the moment and can't hook up quite as well as Hornaday. And it'll be more pronounced the more laps they have under green. They have another caution. The 3 truck might take over again.
17 laps to go, and where's third place? About a second and a half back. Rick Corelli is moved ahead of Johnny Benson, but he's got a long way to go again to catch the leader.
Hornaday looks like he's on a string right now. This truck is doing just what he wants it to do. It's getting around the racetrack perfectly. Mike Skinner, though, has regrouped, and he has this truck tight right now. As long as he don't get on throttle too hard, Mike, from the center part of the corner to the straightaway, he's got the truck to beat. But when he really gets close, he gets right down on that throttle and breaks the rear wheels loose.
The thing, buddy, though, is we have not seen Mike Skinner do much passing down on the bottom today.
Well, just watch this.
And, I mean, that's where he's going to have to go if he's going to pass Hornaday.
Well, he made it look easy, too. Move right under him. I think they made friends just a second ago. I imagine that Hornaday said that he owes me one right now, and he's going to take his racetrack if he needs to.
Let's check with Glenn.
Well, guys, from our great vantage point down here, coming off of turn 2, you can see a little bit of flames coming out of the number 3 truck every now and then, like we saw on Corelli's truck earlier on. And you're exactly right, buddy. Hornaday rolled out of the throttle and let him take that position. You thought, just like you did, he owes me one. I ain't messing with this.
Well, I tell you, Hornaday's not on a park ride right now. His truck's moving around quite a bit off the corner. He's got a loose condition, too, so it's the guy that wants to win the most right now that's going to come out as the winner in this truck race.
And every time into turn 1, they see the scoreboard, 11 laps to go. Skinner the leader, Hornaday in second, Corelli third, Benson fourth, Ballou in fifth. A lap down. Rick Corelli has quite an advantage now on Johnny Benson for that third spot, but without a caution, that's as close as he's going to get to the leader.
Well, with the gear change that Corelli made, the longer they run, the better his tires will be because he has a higher gear and he's not turning the motor up, and he can really get off the corners good, but he's got a long ways to go to catch our lead trucks right now.
There's Rick Corelli moving around T.J. Clark, 8 laps to go, and he's about a quarter of a lap behind these two. Boy, Hornaday was able to get right to the bumper of Mike Skinner, but no closer.
Well, he got a little bit loose. He tried that move that Mike Skinner's been trying to make off the corner to come up under the low side there, and he broke the rear wheels loose. He'll have to regroup and try again in a second.
And there's that possibility of that $5,000 bonus, but he must win every one of the remaining winter heat races to collect it.
You know one thing, a race car driver never thinks about a bonus when he's racing. All he wants to do is win every race he goes into.
I would agree. 6 laps to go. Hornaday keeps edging closer and closer, and traffic may be a factor. That's Ashley in the number 2 down low in the Ford.
Well, Hornaday's having to round the corner out just a little bit. He's changed the way he gets in the corner. He's going in, letting the truck go up. As you see it go up right here. He's not exactly handling the way he wants to either.
Sammy Swindell just ahead of the leader. Here's Glenn.
We got got a spin coming off of turn 4, guys. Craig Hewitson loops to number 8. I don't think we'll see a caution. He's down out of harm's way. I was getting ready to remark, looking at Ron Hornaday over here coming off of turn 2. Mike Skinner is I'll get this right. Mike Skinner's truck is loose. Ron Hornaday's truck is big time loose coming off
Caution.
the 2.
Caution,
We do
Glenn.
have a caution.
And that means we'll finish this one off green, white, checker. They do not end this race under yellow. Craig Hewitson could not fire his AC Delco truck and now gets restarted, back headed around.
What a great rule. I never have liked to watch the race in the yellow unless I was leading.
Yeah, it's like a tie in football. Here's Hewitson, number 8.
Gary Ballou right there. Oh, they touched just a little bit. And around he goes. The hood was off. They worked on this truck earlier, folks. It didn't blow it off or anything. They took the hood off at halftime.
Saw Ron Esau out here getting ready for next year, trying to put a deal together. Butch Miller roaming the pits.
Boy, I tell you what, it was like who's who in racing walking through here today. Everybody's here.
Billy Rose, sprint car driver from Indy. Andy Brass, the fellow who was the first driver of Bigfoot's here. He's putting together a super truck deal.
I wonder if he'll be able to jump any of these trucks when he comes back in. I tell you what, he's in for, you know, a learning curve, but he's a good racer, and he'll be something to deal with before the year's over.
Tiger Tom Pistone's building a truck for John Pruitt, a Legends car driver. Raul Flores, who's owned an off-road team, is going to come out here with a team for Pruitt. Let's check with Glenn.
Guys, I'm just wondering, buddy, I'll ask you, you know, Hornaday's got one shot now. What's he going to do? My idea is that he's going to dive right to the bottom, try to muscle that spot away from Skinner.
Glenn, he's got to do the impossible. He's got to pass the fastest truck here right now on the bottom side of the racetrack and hope he hooks up good enough to get by him getting in the corner, because the 3 truck is extremely fast down the straightaway. He's got one shot at him, but right behind them is Pirelli. Yeah, so don't give anybody the checkered flag just yet.
No, this reminds me of the man who shot Liberty Valance. Old Jimmy Stewart, Rick Pirelli is going to stand there in the background, and while these 2 guys shoot each other's lights out, he's going to drive under both of them and win this thing and get the girl and the cash.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wrong number, though. It'd be 94 this year.
That's right. Bill Elliott.
I think Hornaday and them are shaking those tires. That's real important to clean those tires. When you're running around here slow, you pick up every bit of debris on this racetrack. You need to back and forth on the steering wheel to get them clean. Look, give them a little tap there.
Hello.
I'll give you everything I got when they drop the green. That was just to let him know I'm still here.
Take that little thong off the hammer. Get your trigger finger ready, the one that holds it in the holster, and now let her rip, draw, and fire. 2 laps under green to decide it. Here goes Hornaday right to the bottom.
Well, this is for the whole... Whoa! He got loose. I'm afraid that might have done it, but it's not over yet. Johnny Benson Jr. has moved and tried to take over 3rd spot at this moment.
White flag. Time to get a last shot in. Skinner off turn 2. Hornaday 2nd. The duel is for 3rd. Last time around, out of turn 4, Benson sideways gives up 3rd. Skinner wins it. Hornaday 2nd, Pirelli 3rd, and Benson 4th.
Boy, oh boy, you haven't seen the last of Mike Skinner. That's his first race that he's won, but he has been the dominant truck in all 3 races before this, so he is going to be a factor.
Well, folks, we promised you a shootout, and there it was. So Skinner becomes the fastest gun in the West today. Of course, when they go to Phoenix, February 5th, the clock turns back to 0, and we'll have that one for you live on TNN. We'll go to Victory Lane after this. Stay with us. Next week, it's the Featherlight Southwest Tour here on Winter Heat. Featherlight, the official trailer of NASCAR. For more information, call 1-800-800-1230. Oh, Buddy Baker's summer home, winter home out here for Winter Heat.
That's it.
Up on a mountaintop, way off turn number 2. Here's your top 5. Mike Skinner wins it for Chevrolet. Ron Hornaday 2nd, Rick Pirelli 3rd, Johnny Benson 4th, and Gary Ballou finishes 5th. 5 Chevys in the top 5. Let's go to Victory Lane. Glenn?
I love it when a good prediction comes to be. I said that Mike Skinner had the truck to beat in the second half. I was right. As usual, Just kidding. Mike Skinner, congratulations, but boy, it wasn't easy, was it?
No, I'll tell you what, there's some awfully good drivers in this series. Ron Hornaday's a real aggressive driver. I really thought that Rick Corelli was going to be tough when, you know, he come back, he went off there, and our truck was extremely tight there at the start. But what we've noticed in the last 2 races here at Tucson, if you start out real slow, you're going to end up pretty quick. That's how PJ won the last one. And I just really want to thank GM Goodwrench, AC Spark Plugs, Snap-on Tools, Resist All Hats, all the guys back at the shop. There's a lot of guys back at the shop that works hard. There's guys off the Winston Cup team that take, you know, their own time, and they help us on this super truck, and I really appreciate it, guys. And I want to thank the people and all my fans back in Level Cross, my wife Beth, my sons Dustin and Jamie. Honey, we finally did it.
Well, he certainly did. You say the truck was a little bit tight at the start of the second half, but there toward the end, looked like it was getting a little loose. Was that the case, or was it just you having to steer it harder because it was tight?
I think the driver was pushing the throttle down too hard, really. We really wanted to win this race. You know, Richard come out here, and he's awfully busy, and I really appreciate him coming out here to give us a lot of moral support and a lot of help. And this is our first race on the radial tires, and I'll tell you, this old GM Chevrolet, it's going to be tough this year. I just hope we can have a few more days like this. I'd like to talk to you more often right here.
Well, he likes talking to me. I like talking to him. I think we'll see Mike Skinner in victory lane a lot more in the races to come, guys. They went and tested in Phoenix a few days ago, ran awfully well there. I think he may be one of the contenders for the championship. Again, congratulations, Mike.
Thank you very much, and I really want to thank all the fans for coming out here at Tucson. I guess it's a pretty bad day everywhere else in the United States, but the sun's shining in Tucson.
And a big smile on Mike Skinner's face.
And the man in black won today's gunfight. Mike Skinner goes to victory lane. You'll be able to see the super trucks when they begin the Craftsman Series February 5th at Phoenix, and you'll see that live on TNN if you can't be out there at Phoenix International Raceway for the Copper Classic. Then they'll be at Sears Point, Sonoma, California on March 19th. April 8th, they're right here in Tucson. April 15th, Saugus Speedway in California. April 22nd, Mesa Marin. Portland, Oregon. May 5th plays host to the Super Trucks, and Evergreen Speedway in Washington, May 13th, before they begin their East Coast swing. Here's a look further down the schedule as Super Trucks. Hopefully they're coming to a racetrack somewhere near you. All the races will be televised live on either cable or broadcast network TV. So hope you can get to one and watch the rest, because half of them, fully half of them, will be right here on TNN. Let's go back to Glenn.
Well, you see that Sheriff Hornaday finally rounded up the High Plains Drifter, but the Mule Skinner over there beat them both today. Boy, you gave it all you had. That last shot you gave there, it just wouldn't get traction, would it, Ron?
I tell you what, Mike's pretty tough. I mean, come off that restart, he had me lifted up, and I just burned the tires off. I got in the corner, and I got sideways at the dart. I mean, it's just learning how to run with these guys. You know, Rick and I can have a good race, and, you know, it's about the third time I got to run with Mike. So it's going to be a long year, I can tell. I mean, this is just the beginning of it, and, you know, it's the Spears team just done a heck of a job. The Goodyears with these radials just done a great job, and I don't know, I just got to say hi to my kids and everybody at home, and thanks for the support, and all my guys at the shop keeping the thing going.
Well, we want to say thanks to you, Ron, for your good grace and the good show that you have put on for us here. You've done a terrific job. Let's talk to the High Plains Drifter over there for a moment. Boy, you had a tough time going there. Just glad to see you really get back out and be able to run the second half. The truck came on real strong there for a while.
That's true. I mean, I like that first hunter better. We ran a little better that first hunter, but you know, we had a muffler, like I explained, came apart. We tried something different. It tried to asphyxiate me, and we lost the rear end belt, and they grabbed a gear, which they thought was the right gear, but I think it's a gear we need to run on a mile racetrack with, and we were about 80 points, 90 points off of what we were finaling before. But you know, my hat's off to them. Total Goodyear. I mean, it showed today with the radial tire. We're going to have a lot of learning to do with a lot of guys running out here, and you know, we just can't lean on them like we used to.
Well, he did his job today, guys. He came back from a tough situation there at halftime. Good job on all these guys' parts. Great racing here at Tucson.
Thanks, Glenn. It's a girl, Alicia Angel. That's our cameraman, John Samples, and that's the name of his new daughter. Congratulations. Welcome back to Tucson Raceway Park. Another thriller, another last lap victory. And another new face in victory lane. Let's get out of Glenn.
Well, guys, we got an awfully happy owner here, Richard Childress. Now, I want you to tell me, what do you think about this truck racing?
You know, it was so exciting. I tell you what, right there the last few laps, I think my heart was racing like in the Daytona 500 or somewhere. But, you know, this GM Goodwrench crew, Will Lynn took it over, and and he's really took the ball and ran with it. And we got Richie Burgess as our crew chief, a young guy that's got a lot of talent. I'm just really proud of this whole team. It's put together deal pretty quick, and I'm just glad Goodwrench had the confidence in us to get out here and sponsor us.
Well, congratulations again. You can hear the excitement in his voice, and those guys, how does that work, guys? When the boss man shows up, that's when you do your best. Well, they sure did it today. Congratulations again to you and all the crew.
Thank you.
Richard Childress, happy car owner in a familiar place for him, Victory Lane. Mike Skinner, today's winner, Ron Hornaday Jr., Rick Corelli, Johnny Benson, all on the lead lap. Gary Ballou finished in 5th, 1 lap down. 6th, best finish so far for Sammy Swindell. Scott Lagacy, the road racer, came home 7th. Pole sitter Butch Gilliland, 8th. Dave Ashley came from last on the grid to 9th today. Mike Hurlbert posts a top 10 finish. T.J. Clark, Craig Hewertson, P.J. Jones, and Toby Butler. Then Kerry Teague back in the 15th spot. Walker Evans, Bob Strait, and Steve McEachran. What a show.
Mike, there's one thing about Tucson. I don't care what race is here. It's a great show. I can't wait till next week. Want to see everybody that's on here today back again. Great series. I've loved it.
Well, next week it's the Southwest Tour, the Featherlight Southwest Tour, and it's live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time right here from Tucson Raceway Park as NASCAR Winter Heat continues. Thanks to the folks at Old Tucson and everybody here at Tucson Raceway Park. For Buddy Baker and Glenn Jarrett, I'm Mike Joy. So long from Tucson. We'll see you here next Sunday on Winter Heat.